Okay. I'm gonna do let's do that first. Are you gonna ask
So, what do you have to do?
I have to take ibuprofen because I have a raging headache. And my thyroid medicine. Take all that
Dana,
stuff.
what are you doing in my video? Be quiet. It's on speech.
Mom, do you want to go to speech with binoculars? Why are we wearing binoculars?
Oh, man.
He doesn't know.
Mom, do you want me to videotape you?
It's okay. You can do that later. I'll need you to do it.
Wait, Mom. She was talking the whole time we're over here. They don't know that we edited that out. Be quiet, Gannon.
Hey guys, it's Tracy and it's Tuesday. So we are going to be covering inventory today. So that's pretty exciting. We've talked about mentally preparing, getting our goals in order, getting our office in order, and getting our photography areas in order. And now we're going to talk about inventories.
Okay.
All right, Gannon, you ready?
Ready? Come on.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
It is 55 degrees in Florida. So I can't even imagine what it is for you all in northern parts of the country, because this is South Florida, so it's always hot here. All right, bye buddy.
Bye.
Have a good time at speech.
You too. Have a good 30 minutes. You back soon?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So while he's heading to speech, I'm gonna head to the grocery store. Have you ever just had one of those days where you just want to go back to bed? But I preach to people that the whole reason we're resellers and do what we do is so that we can take days off and make memories and travel. And here I am today, and I can't even take my own advice because I have packed so much onto today that I literally can't just stay in bed even though I feel miserable. I have to just push through and keep going. So I'm having a bad day. All right, Winn-Dixie, here we go. I can do this. You know, because I have this ginormous cold sore that I'm gonna see like a million people that I know. It's gonna be like, hey, Tracy. And I'm like, hi, how are you? Don't mind me. I'm so gross. All right, we are back waiting on Gannon. So I'm going to read my book. It's awesome. Okay, after we purchase our items, then the very next thing I do is take it right from the car to the photo area. And I keep it here in my bins, and then I put it right here in my bins, and that is what I need to work on when I come into the room. I've already showed you the room, but I'll link it down in the description. And I just, once I get a bunch of items, then I just make it like a photo day on a Saturday or something, and I come in here and photograph everything. Okay, after I take the pictures, then I take it into my office so that I can list it. And normally I bring the whole bin in here so that I can list it at my computer. All right, so once I get my items listed, if it's on Amazon, then I sit here and list until I get a complete box. It's about 40 items in a box for me. And then once I do that, I go ahead and get it all sealed up to go to the Amazon warehouse. So I like to work on my Amazon boxes all at one time and get a box done. You know, once I start a box, I just like to complete it before I leave the office. Now, if I'm doing this for eBay, then I will go ahead and put B75 in the description line or the seller's notes, or wherever you would like to keep it, and I will put the item there in the bin. And then once the bin is full, I walk that into my garage and put it in the row with all the other bins. Okay, we're moving in the garage. So I keep my inventory in the garage, and I'm going to explain to you how I organize it. These are the shelving units that I use. I got these at Walmart pretty inexpensively. They're not the best quality. They do sag in the middle. They do fall apart. I much prefer the metal ones. They were a lot more expensive. This is where I keep all my boxes and filler, but those are just way better. So it depends on how much you have in your budget. Also depends on how long you plan on using them for. So I do like the metal because they're just so much nicer, and they're in a permanent location here in the corner of my garage. You know, these are nice because I can move them around if I didn't want to keep it here in my garage, but I wanted to move one of them to my office or my photo area, I could. So that makes it nice. They break apart. But that's what I use, and that's what they look like. You can see I use banker boxes, and I got these on Craigslist from an attorney that was going from paper record keeping to online record keeping. So I got my banker's boxes from Craigslist. These are the metal racks I was talking about that I like so much, and you can see the price here. Online book business inventory, check that out. 20,000 books. There's a lot of banker boxes or just moving boxes, and Craigslist is a great method of getting the things that you need for cheaper. So just price it out in other places and then try to get it for a fraction of the cost here. Banker boxes are sold at Walmart, Target, any kind of office supply store, as are moving type of boxes. So you want to price them out and then see if you can't get them just at a fraction of the cost utilizing Craigslist. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and label these with the great thing about these bins is that they are light and they're small. I can fit 3 on a shelving unit versus only 2 of the bigger plastic bins. And they have handles, and I can carry them around easy enough into my photo area or into my office when I list. So this bin right here is Sunlight 3 curriculum. And Sunlight is a homeschooling curriculum. I like to sell books. I like to sell curriculum, textbooks, and this is from Sunlight. And so I have in this bin the grade level of books that I need to list. So this has not been listed yet, and this is what I'm working on now. Once I get it listed, then I can flip the box around and just go ahead and label the bin just like we did the other ones. So I would now be on bin 75. Now I use these over and over and over again. So bin 75 right now is the Sunlight curriculum. But once I sell this and I have an empty box, the next thing that I list, I'm just going to start filling this and put bin 75, B75, and that way I know what's in this box. When I sell that item, I know where it's located. So you use the banker boxes over and over and over again, just with different merchandise. Okay, not all items require a clear poly bag, but all clothing items, anything that's fabric, anything that can get dirty or damaged in an Amazon warehouse, I like to put in a poly bag. If you're shipping eBay, I also like to do that because eBay, you're more, having your own store or your own name, trying to get repeat customers, trying to make an impression with your brand. And so with eBay, I also like to have my own poly bags. Now for eBay, these are colored poly bag. No surprise, I use pink because I love pink. But this way, I put the item in the bag, and then I have stickers with my brand name on it, and a little thank you card, and a little sticker. And that just cost me very little actual cents to each product, but it goes a long way with getting repeat customers and having that first impression and appearance. They just love that I do that. So know that these do come in different colors if you search for them. So I have this really nice Yamaha wetsuit, and I'm getting it ready to be sold. So what I'm going to do is put it in the poly bag, and then I'm going to mark what it is on the outside. Now the way you want to do this is you want to be able to mark your package either with the product ID number, if that's what you're going with, however you want to organize it. This is pretty bright, and it's obviously large in a wetsuit, so I don't even feel like I would have to label this if I didn't want to. But when you have a lot of clothing items, especially a lot of different shirts, a lot of different pants, and they're folded up neatly and compactly into a clear poly bag, it really is hard to tell at a quick glance what item that you're grabbing. You want to make sure that you grab the right one. You don't want to spend all that time looking at tags, unfolding it and such. So that is where you just write right on the bag whatever you want. So you can either put it by the title of what's in there, or if you have a product number, you can put it on top. You can mark them however you want.
Items. It's okay to kind of keep them in your office in a corner somewhere or in a bookcase. But as you start to accumulate more and more and more items, it becomes really difficult because when an item sells, you don't know where it's located. So it's really a good idea to go ahead and start at the beginning with organizing your inventory. Even if you don't have a lot of inventory already, with eBay, you have to obviously house your inventory because it stays with you and then you mail it out to your customer. With your Amazon FBA, your inventory isn't housed, with you. You send it to the Amazon warehouses and it stays there. Now for me, I have inventory for both because some items I don't have listed yet for Amazon. And I don't want to become a hoarder. I don't want to have those awful death piles sitting around anywhere. The reason why you purchase inventory is obviously to turn a profit and to make money. This is your job. So you don't want to be sitting on anything. However, there are times, like you've seen in my other videos, where I do a lot of traveling. So when I travel, I source. And for some reason, I find amazing deals. And so I typically will source a great deal during those times. And I come home with full vehicle. Well, then I come home and I store that in my garage until I can list it. So you don't want to only source because that's the fun part, and you don't want to deal with listing and shipping because that's not the fun part. You really do have to have a balance. So when I do source a lot in Kokomo, then that whole next month, I kind of put myself on source hold and I just list. Different people organize their boxes, their inventory boxes, banker boxes, plastic bins or tubs, whatever you want to use. Different people organize them differently. You see that I organize them as bins. Other people's like to list them by categories. They might have shirts, books, shoes, and then they just keep them in the bin. Yeah, others I know will do it by color or by brand. However you choose to organize it, I think, we all have our own little ideas about the best method. I feel that it's just important that you have a method, because once you know how you're organizing it, the whole purpose is to make it easier for you, to make it more efficient for your business, and to save you time, because you don't want to be spending an hour trying to find your items. And having an inventory system is really important for that. All right, a lot of you have asked me how I like to stay on top of my inventory management. My very, very, very favorite is Inventory Lab. And not only because it does the inventory management, but it also has an included scanning app, and it also helps you with your bookkeeping. So I like that. I like to multitask whenever I can. And, you know, this is just like everything in one place. So it's your scanning, it's your inventory, it's your bookkeeping. And those are the areas that we really struggle with as resellers, or, you know, it's just not fun to stay on top of that. So this is my first choice, and you can try it for free if you just want to give it a go. Really, you don't have to use Inventory Lab because it is a little expensive. You can use Excel spreadsheets if that's the program you have. If you don't have anything, you can use Google Docs, Excel spreadsheets, and you can keep track of it that way, just so that you have some inventory management in place, so that not only do you know where it's located, like we talked about today, but you want to see what is the price that you paid for it. How much did you sell it for? How long did it take you to sell that product? Is it a profitable product? You know, should you continue to look for those types of items, or should you like never look for it ever again? So these are types of questions, very important business questions that are answered by an inventory management software. Well, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Please pop down in the comments any topics that you would like to be addressed while we're doing our step-by-step series on, you know, covering everything eBay and Amazon very thoroughly for you. As always, like and subscribe because it lets me know that, you know, you like this type of content, and I will keep producing it. Hope you have a fabulous week. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.